Here we go. This sweet heat is fucking legit. Can I just point out the fact that the buns are homemade, the chicken we fried ourselves, we made our own pickles, made our own french fries from scratch, we made our own Blackened Ranch, we made our own sweet heat. All right, you guys, we're gonna start with the brioche buns, and what I'm gonna be doing is weighing out my flour. I'm finding this way to be way better for consistency purposes, but I will try to have a little conversion down there for you if you do not have a scale. So I'm gonna weigh out my flour, and then I'm gonna do my yeast in a separate bowl. So I'm gonna measure out my water and my yeast, and I'm gonna do that in a separate bowl because brioche bread has a lot of fat and sugar, and fat slows the process down for yeast to bloom. So I'm doing that separately. Then I'm going to measure out my eggs. Like I said, everything will be down in the description, but what makes a brioche bread is that it has a lot of fat, a lot of richness, and it's sweet. So I'm going to do my eggs, sugar, and butter together, mix it. So I'm going to pour that in there, and then my yeast, and then I'm going to just kind of work it with my spatula. Just gonna work it with my spatula until it comes together, and it's like this really soft. I don't know how to explain it, but if you make it, you'll know what I'm talking about. I absolutely loved these buns. I took the time to really develop them. I gave them that tender love and care, and they came out so perfect. So perfect. So make this. If you don't make anything else, actually that's a lie. If you only make this brioche bun and the sweet heat that I show later and the Blackened Ranch, I will be totally fine with that. Okay, let me stop talking because we need to get to it. So as soon as it comes together and it's all incorporated, I'm going to cover it, let it sit for 30 minutes. And after I let it sit, I'm going to come back and I'm going to use the technique I used in my pizza dough recipe a week ago, where I'm going to pull it and fold it. So I'm just going to keep folding it. And what that's going to do, obviously you guys know that works the gluten, and that's why you get all those like light, bubbly, airy texture in your buns. And I'm going to do this 2 times. So then after I do that, the first time I let it sit for another 30 minutes, I come back and I do it again. And then this time I'm going to cover it, and I'm going to put it in the fridge overnight. And you'll notice that every time I fold it, the dough gets stretchier and stretchier. And that's the dough working its magic. Or that's the gluten working its magic. Okay, so after I let it sit overnight, you guys, I come back and then I divide up the dough into 8. This dough recipe makes approximately 8 all 3-ounce balls. I weigh it. I don't need a scale, but just to make sure that they are all correct, I do go in to weigh it. They're all 3 ounces, and you can kind of fill by weight. I can kind of fill by weight. That's kind of how I work with that. But if you're absolutely unsure, pull out a scale and do what it do. And then for these, I'm going to be rolling these out 2 times. So I'm going to smash them down, and then I'm going to pull them just like the same technique when it's in the bowl. I'm going to pull them in and then roll them out.
And then after I roll those out, I'm going to cover them and let them sit for 30 minutes again. And then I'm going to come back, smash them down, and do it all over again. And this just creates that nice texture in your buns. And it also gives it a chance to smooth out the top of your buns, because brioche bread is really, I think, hard to get perfect smoothness on the top of it. And I feel like that this helps it out a little bit, doing it 2 times. So now I'm going to be putting them in some burger rings. You do not need to do this, but I thought I'd do it. I saw a couple people doing this and I was like, I actually like that technique. So I'm going to go ahead and do it that way and see what it comes out like. And it came out perfect. Like, I actually really loved how it baked within the ring molds. And then I'm going to press the balls down, because I don't want such a round, even though they still came out round, but I don't want them to be like super round and like pointy. I want them to be kind of even, more even than that. So then I'm going to brush them super duper lightly with just egg yolk and like a little teaspoon of water. So this is just an egg yolk, egg wash, and that's what's going to make the top of your bread super duper shiny. And I'm going to brush them very, very lightly. Do not press down hard on this. You don't want to deflate your little dough balls. And then after that, I pop them in the oven. And I think, if I'm not mistaken, it was 350, but I will put it in the description today. So, and just look at them. You guys, I was so proud of these little buns. They were so perfect and cute. So now we're going to be moving on. I'm going to be making my marinade for my chicken. Don't ask me why I actually measured out this very special hot sauce in a separate container than just adding it to the container. Don't know why I did that, but today I'm going to be using this Louisiana chipotle hot sauce just for that added smoky flavor. And yeah, I saw it somewhere and I was like, ooh, I want to try it that way. And then I'm going to be measuring out my buttermilk, and I'm going to combine this and this, and then this special annatto oil that I had. Didn't really make a difference to me, but yeah, you don't have to do this part. So now I'm going to be pounding out my chicken. So 2 of them I thought were okay enough to not pound out and that it'd be fine when it fried up, and it actually did not. They actually came out to be super big breast, but then I did end up pounding down the other 2, and they came out still pretty big. So just keep that in mind. It will be pretty big if you don't pound it out fairly thin. And then I put that into my mixture and let that sit for 24 hours. I really feel like you gotta brine your chicken. Buttermilk brining is not actually my favorite way to brine chicken. I'd much rather do like a saltwater brine, but I think it's because I got something against buttermilk. I don't like frying chicken with buttermilk, but you know what? I did it. I tried it. It was all right. It was cool, but it didn't give me the texture I was looking for. So now I'm going to jump into making my pickles. I know this cucumber looks a little rusty and dusty, you guys, but it was perfectly fine to me. It's a little beat up. Just because your vegetables are a little beat up doesn't mean they have less value, okay? Let's take that little small lesson away from today. So don't come for my little beat up pickle, or my little beat up cucumber. But anyway, I'm going to cut these pickles about the size I want my pickles to be. You can do them super thin, you can make spears, you can do super fat, whatever your preferences, go ahead and do that. But I'm going to cut them to the size that I want. And I did this a couple videos back and then was completely turned out to be obsessed with making my own pickles. And I really feel like this played really well into this whole like Popeyes theme, because Popeyes pickles are really good. They seem very fresh, very, very fresh. So I think that if you do these homemade pickles, actually, I think you just do the homemade pickles, just do them. And so my mixture is going to be 2 cloves of garlic, some mustard seeds. I didn't have peppercorns because I grinded it up for the video before this one, so I didn't have any peppercorns, so I just used the fresh ground pepper, and then some chili flakes and some salt and fresh dill. I will say this about the fresh dill. I actually ended up adding like a tablespoon of dried dill because it wasn't giving me very much dill flavor. So I will have the correct recipe down in the comments below. And then I did like 4 tablespoons of vinegar, and I filled the rest up with hot water. I let it sit on the counter until it came to room temperature, and then I put it in the fridge for 24 hours before I used them. So now I'm going to be making this chicken spice mixture that I will be using in to fry the chicken, and then I will also be using for the French fries, just to kind of keep a running theme of flavors. And I will have this all linked in the description. So for the dry mixture for the chicken, I'm just gonna take, I think it was like 3 cups of flour, and then I'm gonna add half the mixture into this. And then I'm gonna take my chicken out of the fridge. I just did one breading coat, and then I let it sit on a rack in the fridge for about an hour so that my chicken could stick better, or my crust can stick to my chicken better and not fall off. If you want to double bread this, you absolutely can. But just for time and mess sakes, I did not. So then I'm going to fry it, and I'm going to fry it at 360. So my oil is going to be around 370, and I'm frying this in actual beef lard because I wanted to try something out, and I loved it because of the texture of the skin, but I think it was more Chick-fil-A vibes than it was Popeyes vibes. So I'm going to toy with this recipe a little bit more, but nonetheless it came out great. So I'm going to be frying it in this beef lard for forever, it seemed like. No, not really, but until it is until it's 150, 155 inside the chicken. I'm gonna let those sit, cool down, and then I'm gonna assemble my sandwich. I don't know why I started off putting the mayo on one of the buns, because I eventually just put them on both because I like it mayonnaise-y. And then I put my pickles, and then I put my chicken in this burger foil wrap. And you guys know how the Popeyes chicken sandwich comes and the Chick-fil-A one, so I thought it'd be a cool idea if I actually got those and kind of did it at home. totally unnecessary, but actually helped me for filming because while I was prepping my fries, they stayed very warm while I was doing other things. So just a cute little thing, especially, you know what this would be cute for is if you are feeding multiple people. Like, this is a really good idea to get if you're selling plates and you want to do sandwiches. This is a really good idea on how to like preserve your sandwich or your chicken sandwich or your burger or whatever it might be. So now I'm going to start the fries. I did not do anything crazy with the fries like I normally do, you guys. So what I basically did was I cut it to the size that I wanted to. I wanted it really small. Well, not really small, but like a little bit thinner. But they actually, I feel like, didn't turn out that thin as I wanted them. You can get a fry cutter, but I don't know. I feel like those are a little unnecessary. So after I cut these fries, I put them in water just to rinse off the starch. I did not do anything crazy with them, like let them sit overnight or do anything like that. I just cut them, put them in the water, drained them, and then went straight to the batter. And then I'm going to be making my batter for these fries, which I'm going to be using half of the spice mixture we saved from earlier. And then I'm just going to add water until we get it to the consistency that is perfect. I want it kind of thin because I don't want this big or this very thick coating on my fries. I want it to be really, really, really light. I add it to my frying oil, and you don't want to add them like how I added them because they'll stick together, but I'm a call me a daredevil, if you will, but definitely add them one at a time if you don't want them to clump. If you don't mind, you don't care, you know, just add them like how I added them. And then I let them brown, and then I put Cajun seasoning and salt, and they were so good. You guys, they were so good. And when you dip them inside of the Blackened Ranch, the sweet heat, it's like literally so spot on. So now I am going to show you guys how I did the Blackened Ranch, and since I forgot about it, you'll see that it's kind of like rushed. But I basically do my ranch recipe minus the chives, and I added blackened seasonings. And I wish I would have added a little bit more. So like I said, I'm gonna have that correct. I'm gonna have the correct measurements down in the comments below, and hopefully you guys give this a try because it was really, really good. And then I'm going to make my sweet heat, and this was spot on, you guys. When you're first making this and you pull it off and you try it, you're like, nah, that don't taste nothing like it. But I promise you, if you let it sit for like an hour, it like comes together as so perfect. Or maybe it just might be my taste buds, but what I'm doing basically is butter and combining all of the ingredients that I will also have linked down in the comments below or down in the description below. And I let that boil, or I let it kind of reduce for about like 30 minutes. So I cook it until it's bubbly for about 30 minutes. Then I pull it off and I let it cool for about an hour, and it just was so good, spot on. But anyway, you guys, that is it. I'm trying to get this video up for you guys ASAP. So I gotta go. I'll see you in the mukbang part. Oh wait, leave some tomato emojis if you guys are still here.
You guys, welcome back. I'm really excited about today's video. So what I'm gonna do first is I'm gonna dive right into eating. So we ain't playing no games. And then we'll talk a little bit afterwards. But okay, well, I will explain this. So if you guys follow me on Instagram, if not, the link is down in the description. If you guys follow me on Instagram, I decided to get these bags so that I could recreate like Popeyes to a T. And I think it was actually a pretty cool idea. No, did I need to do it? No, not really. But I decided to do it anyway because it's cute and it's fun. So you guys know how I get when I start recreating stuff. I'm gonna undo all of these. This actually saved me a lot of like, I don't wanna say it saved me time, but it's kept them warm while I was frying up my French fries. So I was like, might have not been a bad idea. All right, look inside of this, guys. I am trying to redeem myself from the last Popeyes recipe I did, you guys, which was a fail. It wasn't a fail, but it was kind of a fail. Does that look good? I don't know. So let's jump right into this. I'm really excited. I'm gonna try the sandwich without dipping it first and see how it is. Here we go. That is good. That is good, you guys. Let me dip it in some ranch. Okay, and now for the sweet heat. Trying not to have it fall in there. Sweet heat, y'all. This sweet heat is fucking legit. You guys, I am really proud of this. I'm really proud of this. And I'm gonna give you guys a little backstory here in a second. I'm gonna finish this sandwich. I mean, look at the recreation of the Popeyes fries. Look at the recreation of these Popeye fries. So crispy, so good. such a big piece of chicken breast. That sandwich went down like a breeze. Wow. Hold on, I need to wipe my hands. Okay, can I just have one moment, you guys, to talk about this for a second? Can I just point out the fact that the buns are homemade, the chicken we fried ourselves, we made our own pickles, we made our own french fries from scratch, we made our own Blackened Ranch, we made our own sweet heat. Listen, it's not gonna taste exactly the same, but I bet you 100% that when you make it, you put it together, you're gonna be proud of yourself and it will taste so freaking good because the flavors are all there. It's so beautiful. It's so beautiful. I don't know if I can do another one. I don't know. I'm really excited. I cannot wait for you guys to see this one. And then on top of that, this sweet, yo, I think I'm literally so excited about all of this. I wish you guys were here to have this because everything is so spot on. It's like ridiculous. The ranch, I forgot about the ranch literally until the last minute. It's perfect. Listen, you guys, okay, I want to tell you something. I want to tell you what happened before all of this. As I'm doing all of this, you guys, all day, it's like 7 o'clock. I started at 9 o'clock this morning and it's 7 o'clock at night. And so many things went wrong. Like, okay, except for the chicken. The buns, the buns went perfect. The chicken went perfect. Like everything that, like the fries, you guys, the fries are what got me, and the sweet heat, because I was sitting here trying to make the perfect sweet heat sauce. I made like 3 different sauces, none of them taste, and then I finally got it and it's perfect. And then the fries, you guys, I will show you. I think I'm going to talk, I think will have already, if you guys watch the recipe part, which you guys better watch the recipe part. I'm telling you, you won't know how to make every delicious, I know my recipe, I know the part of my recipe are so long, but I promise you guys, I'm like, I feel like I'm giving up like real info that could actually make or break some of these recipes. All right, you guys, I had to rearrange that because it fell. So hopefully it doesn't fall again. I don't know if I can eat another one, you guys. You know what, I will try. Let's try to do this one. But I'm gonna cut it in half. Don't go nowhere. Oh no. Okay. Okay. I think I got it. Look at how big that breast is. It's so juicy too. Okay, so with the chicken, you guys, my back hurts. My back hurts. With the chicken, I pounded out some and didn't pound out some of the other ones. So some of the chicken breasts are super huge and some of them are not. Goes down all the same, I suppose. Okay, okay. I cannot believe these fries. Like, I told myself after I did these fries, you guys, I was like, I'm just gonna put them on camera and tell them that they're not good because I did it at the last minute. But as I was making them, I was like trying them. Like, I'd take a fry out, toss it, and I was like, these fries are good. Like, these are good after all day. Like, I failed at making these all day because I did an egg wash and then flour and then I fried them and then they were weird. I was like, no, that's not gonna work. Then I was like, maybe I should make a batter, and then my batter was too thick, and oh my gosh, you guys, it was hectic in the kitchen today. I am gonna call it here. I can't do it. I try to eat another one, try to eat a half of one. I can't, you guys. But with that being said, I'm really happy that you guys joined me. And if you guys are still here, leave me some chickens down in the comments below. I really love you guys and I really hope you try this. So good.